Welcome to the journey of a lifetime, your journey toward financial freedom. Did you know that nearly 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? Or that the average credit card debt per household is over $8,000? Shocking, right? But here's the good news. You have the power to change your financial destiny, starting with a budget that actually works. In this guide, we'll unlock the secrets to creating a budget that not only sticks but becomes a springboard to your financial independence. From the timeless wisdom of using envelopes to the modern magic of budgeting apps, we'll explore strategies that transform numbers on a page into real-world success. Get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about money management. By the end of this guide, you'll have the tools to not just manage your money, but to make it grow and work for you. So are you ready to stop surviving and start thriving? Let's dive in and turn those shocking statistics into stories of success. Chapter 1. Unlocking your financial chains. When we think about budgeting, many of us picture a life where we count every penny, but it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, a well-crafted budget isn't a cage, it's the key to financial freedom. According to a recent survey by Bankrate, only 41% of Americans use a budget, yet those who do report feeling less stressed about money. Let's break down the idea. A budget doesn't limit you, it empowers you. It's about understanding your financial flow, where your money comes from and where it goes. Start simple. List your income sources. Track your spending for a month and identify where you might be leaking cash unknowingly. You'd be surprised how small changes can boost your savings. Think of your budget as a daily guide to your financial success. Just like a map, it helps you navigate from point A, where you are now, to point B, where you want to be. And remember, the road to financial independence starts with a single step. Warren Buffett once said, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." Chapter 2. Blueprints to your treasure. Creating a budget that sticks starts with setting clear, achievable goals. Do you want to save for a down payment on a house? Or perhaps prepare for early retirement? Your goals will shape your budget. For example, if you're saving for a vacation, you might allocate funds differently than if you're saving for an emergency fund. Next, categorize your expenses into needs and wants. Needs are expenses that are essential, like rent and groceries. Wants are optional, like dining out or subscriptions. A fun fact to consider: cutting out a $5 coffee every workday saves you $300 a year. Another key strategy is to use the 50-30-20 rule, a simple but effective way to manage your finances. Allocate 50% of your income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or debt repayment. This framework can help you see where adjustments are needed and ensure that important areas aren't neglected. Remember, a budget is a living document. Review it monthly. Adjustments aren't failures. They're signs that you're engaged with your finances. Chapter 3. Busting the myth of restriction. Many believe that budgeting means cutting back on everything fun, but that's a myth we need to bust. Budgeting correctly means you allocate your funds smartly, allowing room for both essentials and enjoyment. It's all about balance. Did you know that people who maintain a budget are more likely to have savings regardless of their income level? This demonstrates that it's not about how much you make, but how you manage what you make. For instance, prioritizing experiences over things can be both budget-friendly and enriching. A study found that 72% of millennials prefer to spend on experiences rather than physical items, which often leads to more significant personal satisfaction. Include a fun category in your budget. It might seem counterintuitive, but allowing yourself a controlled amount of money for outings or hobbies can actually prevent binge spending. Plus, it makes sticking to a budget much more enjoyable and sustainable. Budgeting isn't about restricting your money, it's about making your money work for you. As Dave Ramsey puts it, a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Chapter 4. The envelope, please. The envelope system is a time-tested budgeting method that really helps you see where every dollar is going. Here's how it works. Divide your cash into envelopes based on your spending categories like groceries, gas, and entertainment. When the envelope is empty, that's it for spending in that category for the month. This tactile approach makes it real. You literally see your budget. You might think this sounds a bit old school in our digital world, but combining this method with modern banking apps can enhance its effectiveness. Many people find that using physical cash for daily expenses significantly reduces overspending. It's quite startling, but studies have shown that people tend to spend 12–18% less when using cash instead of cards because it feels more real. So adapt the envelope system to fit your lifestyle. Maybe you use actual envelopes for day-to-day expenses, but stick to digital tracking for bills and recurring payments. This hybrid approach can give you the best of both worlds. Chapter 5. Aptitude for Budgeting. In today's tech-driven world, budgeting apps are a game changer. They automatically track your spending and help you stay on target. For instance, apps like Mint or YNAB, you need a budget, sync with your bank accounts and categorize your expenses, making it easy to see where your money goes each month. Did you know that users of budgeting apps are 20% more likely to save for retirement? These apps not only track your spending, but also encourage better financial habits through alerts and insights. They make budgeting less of a chore and more of a challenge to beat your last month's savings. Explore different apps and find one that fits your needs. Some apps offer features like setting goals, reminders to pay bills, or even advice on reducing fees and saving money. Remember, the best tool is the one you consistently use. Chapter 6. Hidden treasures in your expenses. Cutting down on unnecessary expenses is like finding hidden treasure in your budget. Start by reviewing your monthly subscriptions. A study found that the average person underestimates their subscription costs by about $200. It's easy to forget about that streaming service you signed up for during a free trial. Another hidden expense is eating out. By cooking at home more often, you could save a significant amount each month. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the average family spends about $3,000 a year on dining out. Imagine redirecting even a portion of that to your savings or debt repayment. Lastly, examine your utility bills for any savings opportunities. Simple changes like adjusting your thermostat, using energy-efficient appliances, or switching to LED lighting can reduce your monthly bills. These savings add up over time, turning small changes into big savings. Chapter 7. Mind over money. Managing money successfully is often more about mindset than math. It's important to understand how your thoughts about money can influence your spending habits. For instance, impulse buying often fills a temporary emotional need rather than a financial one. A strategy to combat this is to implement a 24-hour rule for larger purchases. Give yourself a day to think it over. Often the urge to buy will pass. Engaging with your budget can also be a lot more rewarding when you see it as a game where the goal is to win. By saving more or cutting down on unnecessary expenses, financial expert Dave Ramsey often says, "Act your wage." It's a reminder that living within your means isn't about deprivation. It's about making smart choices that align with your financial reality. Finally, visualize your financial goals. Whether it's a vision board or a list on your phone, keeping your financial targets in sight can help keep you motivated. Studies show that visualizing your goals can increase your chances of achieving them by up to 42%. Chapter 8. Weathering financial storms. Life is full of surprises and some of them can hit your wallet hard. That's why your budget needs to be flexible. An emergency fund is a key component of any solid budget. Ideally, aim to save at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This might sound daunting, but even a small emergency fund can prevent a financial crisis. Adjusting your budget during tough times is crucial. For instance, during the 2008 financial crisis, many learned the hard way that fixed expenses should be manageable. If your essentials are more than 50% of your income, consider downsizing or finding ways to reduce these costs. Don't forget to revisit and adjust your budget regularly. Economic conditions change, as do your personal circumstances. Adapting your budget allows you to stay in control, no matter what life throws your way. Chapter 9. The Path to Endless Wealth. Building wealth is not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep and grow. Investing can be a crucial part of your financial strategy. Consider starting small with investments in low-cost index funds, which Warren Buffett champions for their long-term benefits. Even small, consistent investments can grow significantly due to the power of compounding interest. Another way to build wealth is to increase your financial literacy. The more you know, the better decisions you'll make. Resources like podcasts, books, and online courses can be incredibly valuable. For instance, the famous saying from Robert Kiyosaki, "The rich invest in time, the poor invest in money," emphasizes the importance of learning and growing your skills. Lastly, always look for new opportunities to increase your income, whether it's asking for a raise, starting a side hustle, or investing in your education. The path to financial freedom is paved with proactive choices, not passive waiting.